Hi guys, I am Crystal Sky, and today I want to talk about the Master Brush Cleaner and Preserver. So this is a brush cleaner. This is my set of brushes in all different types. These are my favorite. The Winsor & Newton Cotman brushes are my favorite from whatever I've gotten. And I finished cleaning about a couple hours ago all of my brushes with this brush cleaner. Let's talk about that. So, in order to clean them, let me take a brush that actually looks good. Here we go. In order to clean them, I dipped them in water. I ran the brushes around in this mixture, like this, in a circular motion, so that the brushes didn't fray or none of the bristles went out. It smells fantastic, by the way, this brush cleaner. It smells like a minty clean smell. It smells really good. Anyway, and I rinsed them off. I rinsed the brush cleaner off and I let them dry. This is the only brush that isn't dry. Currently, it's still a little bit damp, and that's because it's huge. So, this is the Altair Golden Talcum Quill. What is it called? It's threaded differently from normal brushes, but it's also huge. So this is more meant for calligraphy and such, this brush. But again, it's still kind of wet, so you can see it's not hard. It is moving because it's still wet. So I cleaned every single brush that I own with this brush cleaner, and some of these brushes I was going to throw away. This one, for example, was so rock hard I couldn't get the bristles to move, and as you guys can see, the bristles are now moving. It's not perfect. It doesn't make unusable brushes usable, but this brush I was going to throw away. It's very wiry. It almost feels like a horse's hair, like a horse's mane. Very, very wiry and not very smooth at all, and it's very hard, but the bristles actually move now that I've cleaned it with that brush cleaner. So I don't know what was in it previously, but it is much more usable now. One brush that is not usable, or that I cleaned and I'm not going to be using, I'm going to be throwing out, is this brush. This is some no-name 6 brush. And as you can see, it's the same type of material as that brush over there, and it did not come to a point at all, and I cleaned it the same way as all the other brushes, and it's just awful. I'm probably going to throw it away. I got this from someone else who was like, this brush is awful, so probably gonna throw this brush away in the garbage where it belongs. But let's talk about other brushes that I didn't think I was ever gonna use again, that were kind of expensive, but I thought were ruined. This is a Royal and Langnickel brush. It's a 1 in like some sort of square shape. And I don't know if you can see, or if you've seen this in some of my previous videos, but this brush was split right down the middle. And as you can see, it's been almost repaired completely. Now, it has returned some of the white to the bottom, and there is still some color around the sides and the top, perhaps where I didn't clean it as well as I should have. But the bottom part and the extra, the notch is almost completely gone. So it repaired this brush in form completely. Like, it looks beautiful now. So this brush I was going to throw away, and it's been repaired, and it's beautiful now. Let's talk about this brush. This is a Caran d'Ache. This came with my gouache set, this gouache set this came with. And, sorry, I knocked the tripod. And it got pushed underneath the tripod right here, and one of the bristles came up, and I thought, oh crap, this brush is lost. But it's not. Look at it. There is a bristle over here that hasn't been completely pushed in, but I mean, now it has a form again, and it's dried hard, and it's almost been repaired. Now, I'm sure you don't have to do this every time. Just take a look at the, this you can use with oils, acrylic, or watercolors. It says rinse brush and warm water, swirl brush and compound and work into lather, rinse and repeat as necessary until brush is clean, rinse again with water. It's exactly what I did. Shape brush to a point and allow to dry with clear lather on for extra conditioning. So that's what I did with some of the brushes that had extra stuff. And as you can see, it turned out real nice. Pretty much all of my brushes have been repaired. This one was sitting over on my desk for a long period of time, and it feels really soft now. It's not hard like some of the other ones that dried like that, but again, there is a little bit of a out of shape thing here. But I mean, it's clean. I didn't let that one sit with the solution on it. This one, wow, did this one turn beautiful. Like, it doesn't even have any more paint left on it. No paint at all. This is a Princeton Select Filbert 10, and it has no paint on it left. There was paint on this brush. I have painted with this brush. It looks like a brand new brush. It looks brand spanking new. Like I just picked it up at the store. It's not. I've used it. So, of course, some of the ones did not, you know, this was originally a white bristled brush, but I've used it so much it's now green, and I didn't clean it before. I just cleaned it now, but it's, I mean, the bristles are much cleaner looking than they were. Definitely, 100%. And the shape is good. Now, I know I should be touching the ends of my brushes, but I'm just so impressed I can't help it. This one as well, the bristles down here were completely red, and it was completely out of shape. Now the bristles at the bottom are clean, and it is a little bit out of shape. It didn't fix it to perfection, but I mean, for how bad it was, it fixed it great. This is where I keep all my brushes, upside down in this cup here, because I don't want the bristles to get messed up. And honestly, one of these, this is my Winsor Newton Cotman 1 for designers, and as you can see, it did not fix everything. There is a little bristle there. I don't know if you can see actually. There's a little bristle there that is still out of it. But the main head of the brush is perfect. It came straight to this tiny little point that it is, and wow, did that come out nice. Again, this one was split down the middle. This is a Premier Midnight Filbert 4. Keep this shape now. This is my favorite brush out of all of my brushes. I use it in almost every video with brushes, and it brought it back into shape nicely. It, of course, did not fix its color, but you can actually flick it now, and it stays pretty much in its true form, which is amazing. That brush is well used. This one is a Faber-Castell 3. I'm not a fan of this brush, but it came up and now it's pointy again. Very surprised. Very, very surprised at how well, like I said, this one was completely red. Now it's just a light shade of pink. So we're just pretty much reviewing this brush cleaner. I got this brush cleaner for half off at the Ace More that I go to, that everything is half off. I would definitely recommend it. Definitely. I like it a lot, and it cleaned my brushes great. Now we're gonna do a test of some of them. I don't know, you're not supposed to clean them every time afterwards, but we're gonna do a little, not a cleaning test, but we're gonna see how the brushes perform now that I've cleaned them. So let's start with this one. This is one I was very impressed with. So we'll get some water on it. We're doing a gouache, just kind of like little test painting. You know what I mean? Alright, so watered down gouache feels nice. Alright, not bad. Let's take a much more interesting amount of paint. Doesn't hold paint well, but it feels a lot better to use than previously. I didn't like these brushes when I first got them. So they feel much nicer to use, in my opinion, now. And they keep their shape, and they actually boing up, like spring up once you've used them. They did not do that before. Did not like these brushes at all. So let's try one more. I'm actually really excited. Where is that one that was completely split down the middle? It was this one. Let's try this one. This one was completely split down the middle. I wonder how it dried here. Wow, it dried and the split is not there anymore still. I thought for sure once I applied water it would split again. So let's try it. Wow, alright. It doesn't spring up as well as the other one did. And I can apply a ton of paint to this brush. Holy crap. Let's get like some sort of gradient going on. Wow, alright. Yeah, this brush feels amazing again. If it ever did before, but you see now it is splitting a little bit on the back, but honestly it's not splitting so much. Now these brushes would just sit here because I didn't like them, but see, it is splitting a little bit. Let me try. Got a paper towel here. It is just split a little bit for me using it like that. You can see there, I hope you can see a little bit of a split. Let's actually try cleaning it. Let's try it. Let's see if it'll, maybe if I leave it in the cleaner longer. So this is how I did it, just in case you were curious. I'm sure it's the cleaner, not the way I did it, but because this is a filbert, I just went back and forth. And as you can see at the top, there's a little bit of lather there. That's what you want. You want a little bit of lather. Now I'm going lightly on this. I'm not bending the bristles. Just going lightly back and forth. Right? Lightly. Just to condition the bristles. Okay. So that's done now. You just take it in the water. I know this is water that I just used with a little bit of paint, but it was just a very tiny bit, so it shouldn't do anything. So I cleaned it off in the water, which my water actually turned really soapy, which I thought was interesting. And then I would take it and just squish it out gently. Again, there's a split in it, but it's really not obvious. I wonder if I can leave it in the bristles for a little bit to keep it. It said you could for extra conditioning. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try leaving that leaving it in and keeping it to a point. Add a little bit more. Alrighty, so we're going to leave that just like that. Start cleaning this one now that we just got paint on it. I'm not going to clean them every time, obviously. This is just to show you kind of what I did. But again, I'm very impressed. Cleaned all my brushes and they came out really nice, and some of them even fixed some of the extra loose strands. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to have to throw them away, but I didn't. I paid $5 for this. It's normally $12. So I paid $5.99. It's normally $11.99 for it. Yeah, that paint came right out. Look at it. It looks like a freaking new brush. It's ridiculous. This stuff is ridiculous. As you can see, there's actually a little bubble in that tissue. So I don't want to dirty any more of my brushes before I do an actual painting, but I do want to show you how I did a pointed one. Let's do this one again because it didn't actually fix it, right? So I'll do this one again for you. Alright, so this is a really big brush, so it's going to lather up a lot. So this is how I did this brush, just in circles I did. And as you can see, I'm not letting the brush, like any of the bristles, go away. I'm dabbing it a little bit. I don't want any of the bristles to go out of shape. I want them to go in shape. That's why I'm doing it. Alright, you guys seeing? You guys see what I'm doing? Just making sure. See, I did some circles. You want to get a lather. You don't want to just have your brush out like that. You want to get a lather. You want bubbles. It's cleaning it. You can actually hear the soap Soapy soap. It smells really good, guys. This soap smells real good. So, very few are things that smell good. This is one of them. So, as you can see, it's in the brush there. Just making sure it's all clean. Getting some good circles. And then rinse it out. So, it's still kind of out of shape. See if we can get it in shape and then condition it a little bit. Oh yeah, that's fixed it much better. Probably just didn't clean it well enough the first time. I was doing it kind of quick. The brush is a little bit angled, but it's fixed it better than it was. Definitely. There's still a little bit on the ends. Just stir this a little bit in there. Alright, I'm going to press it out. Yeah, wow, look at that. Yeah, that turned out much better the second time. So you might have to do it more than once to some bristles, and I'll let that dry. So anyway, what's my final verdict on this stuff? I really recommend it. I was not taking any care of my brushes at all, and you guys saw how that turned out. It was not good. There were stray bristles and stuff everywhere. So if you guys want to take care, you buy a nice expensive brush like the Winsor Newton Cotman are nothing to sniff at. They're about, I think this one was like 20 bucks. So, and the Premier, the Princeton Select are nothing to sniff at. You want to take care of your brushes and have them, oh excuse me, have them last a really long time. So take care of your brushes, get some brush cleaner. This one I recommend, it's doing me pretty good. And it only cost me $5, so go to the store if you can get a coupon on it. I would definitely suggest it. Thank you guys so much for watching.